district administrators is Mrs. Katine Slunt, our business administrator, Dr. Casey Shorter, our assistant superintendent, Mrs. Andrea Woodring, our assistant superintendent for curriculum and instruction. Leading our Board of Education is Mr. Michael Palma, vice president of the Board of Education, Dr. Karen Cordolino, Mr. Joseph Daughtry, Mrs. Christine Fano, Dr. David Modrak, Mr. Michael O'Brien, Mr. Michael Rappaport, and Mrs. Michelle Zuckerman. It's also my pleasure to recognize the following building administrators representing our elementary and middle schools and department supervisors, several of whom are in the audience today. Thank you for the service to the class of 2021. Mrs. Jill Cisneros, principal of Hilldale, Dr. Dominic Esposito, principal of Woodmont, Dr. Patricia Kennedy, principal of Valley View, Mr. David Malucci, principal of William Mason, Dr. Michael Raj, principal of Cedar Hill, Mr. Michael Pisciuto, principal of Lazar, Mr. John Pacelli, assistant principal of Lazar, Mr. Michael Shera, assistant principal of Lazar, Mrs. Jennifer Desai, director of special services, Mr. Wayne Garino, director of athletics, physical education, health, and nursing, Miss Leslie Scheckman, director of school counseling, Mr. Austin Thompson, director of information technology services, Dr. Jessica Clark, supervisor of world languages Please remain standing. I would like to introduce Natalie Rossenow, President of the Student Activities Council, who will lead us in the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the national anthem as performed by Kenna Heim.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Welcome to the 50th commencement exercises of Montville Township High School. I'm Douglas Sanford, and as principal, it's my honor and pleasure to share this evening with our 2021 graduates, their families, and friends. Without a doubt, graduation is the high point in the academic life of a high school student. It's also a great time of pride and joy, not only for the parents and relatives of the graduate, but also for the faculty and school administration. Before we proceed with our ceremony, allow me to recognize some additional honored guests who are in attendance this evening. Mrs. Margaret Lamb, founder of the Northern New Jersey Chinese Association, Mr. Stephen Lowe, president of the Northern New Jersey Chinese Association, and Ms. Dinah Ye, principal of the Chinese School. I'd also like to recognize and thank Condorso's Garden Center for donating the decorative flowers and shrubs, as well as our PTC, marching band boosters, and Montville Athletic boosters for their generous donations of water for tonight's ceremony. An extra thank you is in order for the high school PTC, who donated a special gift to our ceremony. I hope that you noticed the beautiful lawn signs made for each graduate as you entered into the stadium area. You're welcome to take your child's lawn sign home with you tonight as an additional souvenir. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank Mr. Steve Toth, Mr. Mike Leone, the members of our maintenance staff, Mr. Damian Smith, and the members of our Aramark custodial staff who have been working tirelessly to prepare our campus for tonight's ceremony. And at this time, I'd like to recognize and introduce those who are present on stage. To my left, behind me, Dr. Renee Rovtar, Superintendent of Schools. Mr. Charles Grau, President of our Board of Education. I'd also like to introduce several students who through their dedication and efforts have demonstrated not only their academic talents, but also distinguished themselves in leadership positions. They've made Montville Township High School a better school through their efforts and spirit. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce the members and the officers of the senior class and the senior officers of the Student Activities Council. Please stand as I announce your name and position, and remain standing until I announce all of the officers. our class of 2021 officers. President, Elliot Joe. Vice President, Emma Zwickel. Treasurer, Andrew Shue. Recording Secretary, Euphemia Triantafilou. Corresponding Secretary, Madeline Kelly. And Public Relations, Victoria Way. The senior officers of our Student Activity Council, President, Natalie Rosnow. Vice President, Annabelle Park. And Corresponding Secretary, Alexis Pakachis. Thank you. Our co-advisors to the class of 2021 are Mr. Richard Mosera and Mrs. Laura Rivera. At this time, I have the distinguished honor of introducing and congratulating the class of 2021 Salutatorian, Andrew Shue, and Valedictorian, Victoria Way. Thank you. It's with a deep sense of pride that I congratulate each of you on your accomplishment of graduating from high school. Through your hard work, dedication, and perseverance, you're poised to enter the next important phase of your life. I wish you the happiness and success you deserve. Again, good evening, members of the Board of Education, fellow school district administrators, township elected officials, high school faculty and staff, dear family, friends, and loved ones. We're here tonight to honor the students seated before us, the class of 2021. Tonight is such a joyous occasion, and I'd like to heed my own advice given just a few hours ago to the class of 2021. Specifically, I suggested to them that throughout today, they take every chance they can to express appreciation and thanks to those people that supported them on their journey through Montville Township Public Schools. Class of 2021, in case you didn't heed my advice yet, here's your chance. I'm going to need your help throughout my speech because I'm going to thank a few groups of people, and I'd ask that you join me in expressing appreciation to them. First and most importantly, to the parents, guardians, and loved ones in attendance this evening. You've done one heck of a job raising outstanding young people. Thank you. Members of the class of 2021, if it pleases you, take a look into the audience and find that special person in your life. Now all together, you, the members of the class of 2021, let's give those loved ones a huge round of applause to show your appreciation for their love and support. When you go home tonight, remember to give them a huge hug and kiss and say thank you and I love you. To the faculty and staff here tonight, you are the engine that drives this magnificent machine called Montville Township High School. Your care for our students, your passion for your content, and your willingness to support your colleagues in this great school community are fantastic. This year must be the most challenging, stressful, and downright zaniest year in our careers. Despite those daily, nay, minute-by-minute challenges, you've all persevered. All because of your passion for this vocation that calls us, and your unwavering dedication to our student body. Thank you for being some of the greatest educators I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. To our Board of Education and my fellow administrators, you captained this great ship, despite the challenges presented and the obstacles to overcome. Your guidance, foresightedness, and unending devotion to the school, district, and community are what has brought these students to the culmination of their 13-year journey through Montville Township Public Schools. It's my honor to work beside you each and every day. I believe that the class of 2021 shares my gratitude for all that you have done, especially throughout the past 15 months. My last words of thanks are to two very special people to this school, to our student body, and to me personally. Each and every school day, they tirelessly work to ensure that the 1,000,001 components of this high school function like clockwork. They care deeply for our students, and that's reflected daily in their interactions. Join me in expressing our appreciation to Mr. Gelber and Mr. Nadzak, our two assistant principals. Recently, I asked Mr. Gelber and Mr. Nadzak if they had any words they would like to share with the class of 2021. Here's what they had to say to you. During your time at NTHS, we feel confident that you have developed the building blocks necessary to find success in all of your future pursuits. That knowledge gives us great hope and reassurance because we truly care about you as young people. For as much as we attempted to make this school a fulfilling place for you, it was your personality, character, integrity, and spirit that has made this school a better place. Individually and collectively, your impact over the past 4 years has been profound and will be felt for many years to come. It's been mentioned in different settings, but deserves to be reiterated in this grand setting. Those aforementioned qualities are a side effect of the growth that you have shown throughout your time at MTHS. And it's been an honor to witness your maturation. For it gives us great peace to know that you will leave this high school in full stride as you race into the next chapter of your life. Please know we will truly miss each and every one of you. Good luck in your future. I've said it several times throughout this speech, but it deserves to be said again. Thank you to the class of 2021. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administrators at MTHS, it's been an honor to participate in your education process. My final thoughts I'd like to share with you stem from a person who wrote to me recently. That young person is wise beyond their years. They expressed, and I paraphrase, that an influential person's consistent belief in them helped them to feel confident in their abilities and pursue their passion despite obstacles they had to overcome. I share these same thoughts with you tonight because I'd like you to look around. See that person or group of people here tonight. It could be a family member, a teacher, a counselor, a coach, a friend. May each member of the class of 2021 draw inspiration and strength from our collective, unwavering belief in you. So be it tomorrow, next week, next month, or at some point in the near future, you'll wake up on the first day of the rest of your life. You'll realize that high school is over, and while graduation is a milestone to be celebrated, it's merely a checkpoint on the mountain of life. It's an exciting world, one in which I hope you will all explore and find the best in yourselves. My greatest wishes is that you leave this ceremony comforted in knowing that you can accomplish any and all endeavors you pursue, and that you certainly have the courage to try something new every day. Congratulations to the class of 2021. I hope that you have a pleasant and rewarding life. At this time, I'd like to introduce Elliot Joe, president of the class of 2021.
Students, parents, staff, and administration, it is my honor to be the first one delivering a speech tonight at such an important event. My name is Elliot Joe, and I had the privilege of being the class president these last 4 years of high school. And I would like to sincerely welcome everyone to the graduation of none other than the class of 2021. These past couple years were crazy, especially the last two. We experienced a worldwide pandemic that we thought we could only see in the movies and saw our world rip itself apart, allowing underlying issues such as racism to resurface and be once again exposed for the world to see. But despite all these events and conflicts, we're here. And to that, please join me in giving ourselves a nice big round of applause. Personally, as grueling and stressful this year was, I found it to be a great opportunity. Not an opportunity to relax and stay home, which is something we can all relate to, but rather one to really address, face, and fight my greatest struggle in life, myself. Looking back in 8th grade, when I was first offered the title as class president, I realized I didn't choose to run because I thought I would be a good leader of great help to our grade. I didn't think I had what it took to lead our class to get the unique achievements we have today. Heck, I wasn't even thinking I would be able to obtain the class president role itself. To me, becoming class president first served as an escape from the self-deprecating view I already had on myself. Growing up in Montville, as some of you might recall, I had a very hard time fitting in. I was a very odd and intense Korean kid with social awareness close to none. Making friends was hard, but creating bullies was candy. I remember spending half of my elementary school days in the guidance office because my teachers would either find me a ruckus or were genuinely worried about me due to the strange ways I acted in class. Through this, I quickly learned at that young age that being myself was something that people found unusual and discouraged. And to this, I did everything I could to change their perspective. I switched my priority from trying to find myself to pleasing the people around me. I believe that if I was able to make people like my peers and family happy and gain their appreciation, I would eventually find satisfaction and significance in myself. I try to grow and maintain this persona, doing everything I can, such as gaining as many friends as possible, changing my actions to become this nice guy everyone would choose to be around, trying to push for events that would make our class and council something set apart and substantial. And I think the most destructive thing that could have happened during this period is that it worked. People looked at me differently. Instead of viewing me as some weird social outcast, I was seen as affable. I became someone that my family could finally brag about and look happily upon. I felt that I was no longer seen as a burden, but rather an asset to my environment, someone appreciated. However, I was more lost and unhappy than I ever was. I saw myself become this great and celebrated person that I hope and strive to be, but found nothing close to the satisfaction I anticipated. I was so focused on pleasing others as a way to deal with my low self-esteem and took more time trying to change other people's perspective of me that I never took the time to change my own first. Every year, I became more and more of a stranger to myself, not even knowing what I was passionate about or what genuinely made me happy. I found myself at a very dark place junior year, where the Elliot everyone saw was the complete opposite of reality. I became resentful of myself for not reaching the standard and character that I really wanted everyone to perceive me as. I pitied myself, feeling pathetic that I even got to this place because I was obsessed over my self-image. I questioned my worth and saw no meaning in myself. But I'm here today because of this realization. Having self-confidence and becoming stronger is not about struggling less, but rather realizing and accepting that you're weak and that your problems are too big to deal with on your own. That being strong means to invite and face weakness instead of running away from it. I ran away from my problems in an attempt to make my life better, but all I did was make them bigger and have more control over my life. I hope and pray that this class would be filled with people who take steps every day to come face to face with their obstacles. That even in a world full of distractions and outlets of temporary satisfaction, we choose to deal with our weaknesses not by ourselves, but with others who genuinely support us, knowing that whatever problem we face, we do not face it alone. I was fortunate enough to surround myself with people who pushed me to grow and take steps to change my own life before anything. And before I end, I would like to take this time to thank these people. First of all, I'd like to thank the Student Council, Emma, Maddie, Victoria, Natalie, Annabelle Shue, Euphemia, and Alexis. I lacked a lot and was very unqualified for this position, but it was through your patience and kindness that I was able to really learn what it meant to be a leader. You guys have taught me how to work together as a team, but also how to enjoy and have fun during the process. I'd also like to thank Ms. Rivera and Mr. Mercer for being the best class advisors I could ever ask for. Student Council always talks about how we're so lucky to have you guys and your dynamic as you went through high school and couldn't have achieved what we did without your guidance and support. Next, thank you to administration, Mr. Sanford, Mr. Gelber, Mr. Nadzak, Dr. Rotar, and Mr. Gra, and the rest of the Board of Education. I learned so much through the limited but meaningful interactions I had as you all served as really inspiring and unique role models in my life. I'd like to thank the teachers I had these last 4 years. Ms. Van Horn, thank you for allowing me to ask you the dumbest questions about chemistry, even though you probably went over it the class before. I will never forget the memories I had with you, especially our AP Chem class, as that class was definitely my highlights in high school. One of my highlights in high school. Thank you, Ms. Kilinowski. Your kindness and positivity that you brought every day was unwavering, and I hope to become a kind-hearted and genuine person like you. Dr. Kilinowski, even though you find the greatest joy in my embarrassment, thank you. You inspired me to work on myself and make the most out of every opportunity. And yes, Mr. Grog, I was able to hand in all my books to him. I'd like to thank some of the boys that I surprisingly grew close over COVID. Vianc, Tim, Dylan, Nikhil, Theo, Safi, Neen, and Alex. You guys really made quarantine an enjoyable time, as I wouldn't trade the deep Discord calls and hours of gaming for anything else. I would also like to thank a particular friend that I had the pleasure of knowing since elementary school, Justin Zerlo. I'm not sure if you remember, but you were actually the first person during my weird elementary school days who really took the time to talk to me and hear me out. That kind of empathy is something I remember today, and I hope you never lose. Thank you. I'd like to thank the rest of my close friends like Gingy that I had the honor of meeting these past 4 years, as I'm the person I am today because of their love, compassion, support, and even criticism towards me. I hope to continue and grow these friendships as we go on the next chapter of our lives. Last but not least, thank you, Mom and Dad. This might be the first time I'm calling you Mom and Dad, as it's usually Oma and Appa, but thank you for everything. You guys show me so much love and sacrifice so much that it pains me to only be able to say thank you. Dad, I hope to become someone great and loving as you never failed to remind me how much you were proud of me. You sacrificed so much so that Enoch and I could have a better future, and I hope to not let those sacrifices go in vain. I hope to become a devoted father like you, as even though you worked for the entire day, never once while growing up did I ever feel you were absent in my life. Mom, I'm sorry that I was such a cold and emotionless son who was stuck in his own world. I didn't believe that I deserved the unconditional love you gave, but you showed me that love is something that can't be earned. Thank you for everything you do, from making food to reminding me to read the Bible every day. You sacrificed so much for the family, including Dad, and I know that God will recognize the devotion you had to us. Thank you for always making sure I was mentally and emotionally well above academics. Your patience and empathy for others amazes me every day, and I hope to become the loving, selfless person you are. Thank you. And to end, I'd like to thank the class. I had the honor and privilege of meeting and greeting a good majority of you over the past 4 years. I can confidently say that I met so many unique and talented individuals in this class that inspire me to better myself. I had the honor of spending the last 4 years with you guys, and my God, has there been some crazy moments. I wish you all the best as you go on the next chapter in your lives, and once again, congratulations.
One of the most important and demanding roles for an educator is to serve as a class advisor. The class of 2021 is indeed very fortunate to have advisors with the dedication, energy, and motivation of Mr. Richard Mosera and Mrs. Laura Rivera. Both the administration and the class of 2021 owe each of them a tremendous thank you for a job well done. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Richard Mosera and Mrs. Laura Rivera, our senior class advisors.
Good evening. After teaching, advising, and coaching the class of 2021 for the past 4 years, many things have become clear. You guys are certainly not boring. You do not lack personality. What's indisputable is that you are free thinkers, you question, and you are highly intelligent. You are also resilient, and you will accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. It's been mentioned over and over that the class of 2021 has grown and matured so much. I completely agree, but I also believe that although you have gained perspective and knowledge and skill, you've had an incredible intellect and ability to think critically from day one. This class never had the desire to fall into any mold that they did not believe in. This was not a class that always wanted to do things the easy way. But this made it possible to change what it means to be a student at Montville Township High School. This was apparent through plans to change the junior banquet, picnic, and prom. This could be seen through encouraging teachers to adopt new viewpoints and styles of teaching to match the magnificent and diverse minds coming into their classrooms. This was shown through coming back from a severely altered school experience and taking charge of your senior year with grace and without skipping a beat. Therefore, I advise you to continue to grow. Grow in perspective and in knowledge. Learn new skills, meet new people, go new places. Grow in your empathy and compassion, and continue to broaden your worldview, just as you have during your 4 years at Montville Township High School. But in the midst of that growth, You must do all you can to stay true to the wonderful people that you already are and have been since you arrived here. If you can do this, you will have a meaningful, successful, and happy life. I am and always will be honored to have worked with a group as fantastic as yourselves for the past 4 years. Thank you.
Good evening, parents, staff, administrators, Board of Education members, and most importantly, the graduates of the class of 2021. For much of your life, your focus has been on reaching this exact moment, the culmination of 13 years of hard work and perseverance, proudly sitting among your peers, listening to speech after speech, and eagerly waiting to hear your name called so you can walk across this very stage and receive your much-deserved diploma. While I do not want to undermine the significance of this moment, I implore you to reflect on the path that's led you here. Take a moment right now and think about a happy memory from your time here at MTHS. Was it prom? Was it a joke you remember from your sophomore year English class? Perhaps it was winning a big game on the athletic field or nailing a presentation during a forensics tournament. Regardless of what memory you recalled, there's a common thread in all of them. Each of your individual memories were little moments that, when woven together, help form the path that's brought you to here this evening. While cliche, I truly believe the little moments are the ones that leave the biggest impact on your life. I hope when you reflect back on your time here at MTHS, you remember the time fondly. However, we must be cognizant of the fact that life doesn't always go as we plan, but that sometimes struggle and loss bring out the best in people and allow them to rise to the moment with courage and conviction. Though your path to this point may not have been conventional, I can confidently say that this class has met every challenge and setback with poise and grace. You see that in this unprecedented time, you have had the opportunity to demonstrate what it means to be a Mustang in a way that no other class has had the opportunity to do. And with that opportunity, you have been responsible, resilient, courageous, and most importantly, compassionate. You have shown, as no other class could, what truly makes Montville High School so great. As you move on to the next chapter of your life, I encourage you to listen to the advice of Michael Dell. As you start your journey, the first thing you should do is throw away that store-bought map and begin to draw your own. I encourage you to follow your dreams as you carve out a path that's uniquely you. I am confident that you will become the leaders, doers, and problem solvers of the future. The possibilities are endless, and I can't wait to see you shine brightly as you continue to make Montville proud. I'd like to end with a quote by Michael Josephson. Take pride in how far you've come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey. Congratulations, class of 2021.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Natalie Rusnow, President of our Student Activities Council.
Good evening, family, faculty, and Mustangs. Welcome to Montville Township High School, where you can't hide from Mustang pride. I would like to start by saying that it is impossible to put together words, ordinary words, into such an extraordinary experience and life. To such an extraordinary class who has faced so many obstacles to get to this graduation stage. These past few years, especially the last 16 months, have brought immense strains on all parts of our lives, and most of us have deeply felt these effects. Nonetheless, I think it's safe to say that we're a privileged bunch in many ways. Aside from the privilege of being born into families of wealth, success, or prosperity, we all have the shared privilege of receiving a high school education and graduating here today. Maybe you're thinking, how is hours of homework and attempts to tell our parents about our failed calculus test before they got to see it on Genesis privilege? So many communities, even just a few miles away, are homes to 18-year-olds who don't have this privilege. And across the world, Montville Township High School would seem like a haven for millions of children who just want to learn. Please don't take these last 4 years for granted. Most of us are going on to get an amazing college education or enter the workforce. Most of us have open doors to future careers, or those doors won't be too hard to budge open. Don't feel guilty about it, though. What this privilege means is that we have an incredible opportunity, not to be entitled, superior, or more than, but to acknowledge our privilege and do something about it. Create nonprofits, volunteer in your community, or go outside of our Montville bubble and change a world that is really hurting from racism, injustice, prejudice, and hate. We can't live forever, but I know each of us can create something that will. I hope all of you really think about the legacy that you want to leave. As I've written and edited this speech, I've always felt that I continue to fall short. I've come to realize that I've had such trouble orienting these past 4 years within the confines of a conventional high school graduation speech because MTHS is such an unconventional place. Everything here, from the people to the programs, is crafted with the unfaltering invasion of the usual. On my first day here, I remember realizing all the unusual, placing me so outside of my comfort zone. From the seniors who seemed 15 years older than me, to the hallways that felt like never-ending tunnels. However, before I knew it, I was that senior, and today I could definitely draw a map of the building with the one-way stickers for extra credit. Throughout my time here, I found so much comfort, but also excitement in the unusual, and I found a place that I am so heartbroken to say goodbye to. Some high schools are simply a place to punch in the hours a day and then receive a diploma, but I believe MTHS has offered us all so much more than that. While I stand here today with the understanding that not every graduate has the warmest feelings towards MTHS like I do, and hasn't yet realized the profound impacts it's had on their lives, I'm optimistic that in the future, each of us will remember a time from our high school experience that proved invaluable. Now, I would like to thank some people who have helped me get to this graduation stage. I am only a product of the relationships and encounters I've been in, whether that be as simple as being my pickleball partner in gym class, who taught me that losing isn't fun and is truly unacceptable. Thanks, Bella Vito. I'd like to start by giving some context. Barely 2 weeks into my junior year, which was anticipated to be a turning point in my athletic and academic time at MTHS, I sustained a concussion. There is no doubt that this injury left me hurting physically, since the whack in the head with the field hockey ball doesn't feel great. Don't recommend. However, the mental and emotional side effects were far worse. I had zero control over my situation, which I assumed would last a few weeks, not 10 months. As a type A and admittedly controlling person, this feeling suffocated me quite literally. I began to struggle greatly with my mental health, falling into a deep depression. While a concussion is utterly lonely, as it is an unexplainable and intangible injury, I never truly felt alone. I had the best support system, which I am so grateful for, and I know I would not be here today without them. First, I would like to thank some teachers and staff members at MTHS who have used their privilege as teachers as an opportunity to make an impact on students like myself. I would like to note that while I won the superlative of Teacher's Pet by the class of 2021, recognizing these teachers is not part of the agreement of that wonderful recognition. Of course, Mrs. Kilinowski, for being my go-to person if I needed life advice or needed to vent about a certain class. Yeah. You are on that short list of people, along with Miss Sanfilippo, Miss Waxman, Miss Rivera, and Miss Murata, who I feel like I could really break down the wall that usually keeps me pretty guarded. To my senior year teachers, including Dr. Kilinowski, Dr. Glanville, and Mrs. Sheehan, thank you for ending my MTHS career with the most incredible memories and being understanding when I had to dip out and go to the main office. Speaking of going to the main office, which I really did a lot, I'd also like to give a big thank you to our administrators. Mr. Nadzak, when I think of my meetings and small interactions with you, I can't help but remember how calm and composed you always stayed, even when faced with some daunting tasks, like this graduation. Mr. Gelber, thanks for not only respecting me as a student, but respecting me as a person. Also, a big thanks from the senior class for teaching us how to back into our parking spots at 7 a.m., even if there were a few mistakes in the process. Lastly, thank you to our principal, Mr. Sanford. I have learned so much from you and the way you have led MTHS. To all three of our administrators, truly thank you for believing in me and dealing with my persistence, eagerness, and tendency to never take no for an answer. You really helped me build my confidence when I struggled greatly with imposter syndrome, thinking I was not deserving of this position. Next, to my friends. First, of course, I have to thank Annabelle Park, my VP. You have always shown me support and utter kindness, and it's scary how much we think alike. Elliot, thank you for doing all of this and being a great friend along the way. From Board of Ed meetings to navigating how to lead our senior class through this year, I could not have done this without you. I know Elliot and I both want to thank our fellow student council officers. The 9 of us have formed such a special bond working together throughout the last 4 years and have worked so hard to celebrate the class of 2021. I'd also like to thank some of my friends, including Nian, Maddie, Julia, Jules, Maria, Julia D., Christina, Taylor, Anna, and so many more for being such rocks, especially through our senior year, which we managed to make the most of. Although some of you have gotten me horribly addicted to playing Heyday in 2048, I love you like family, and I can't wait to see where life takes us, maybe go worldwide. Lastly, to my family, to my grandma Ann, Mima, and Peepa, thank you for being my biggest cheerleaders and astonished and proud of all the little things, even if it was just one of my bad ceramics projects, which there were a lot of. To my Grandpa Harvey and Uncle Norman, there's a lot of moments in my life that I wish you could have witnessed, but today definitely tops them all. I know if you were here, you'd sneak your way to the front row so you could firsthand see all of my accomplishments, and I know you would both be cheering me on. To my big sister, Julia, you have been my role model for my entire life. You are such a strong and hardworking person who seeks to help people in every sense. To my little sister, Caitlin, and the understudy of the morning announcements, we've come a long way from our marine biology camp and T-ball days, but through all those years, something's always been constant, and that's me and you. Our car rides to and from school will be sorely missed, but not as much as the comfort of knowing you are always right there beside me through everything. I've never been in school without a sister, so this will be the most challenging part of the next stage of my life. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm not me without them, and I can never thank you both enough. Next, I would like to thank my parents. After taking honors and AP classes in high school, I've definitely been exposed to students who have felt immense pressure from their parents to succeed, and I think I've become the person I am today because my parents never did that. All they ever wanted was for me to try my best. To my mom, the sacrifices you made for our family are too many to explain. You are simply put the most selfless person I know. I will forever be in awe of your kindness and empathy towards others, which I strive to emulate. If I am ever a fraction of the leader, friend, mother, and daughter you are every day, seemingly with ease, I will know that I did something right. You consistently make everyone around you a better person, including myself. Now to my dad, who I know, with every bone in my body, is why I've become who I am. Everything I know is because of you. Your work ethic is unmatched, your generosity is moving, your ability to overcome so much loss is insurmountable. However, how you do everything is so much more inspiring than what you do. You put so much effort, thought, and precision into every conversation and action, even as little as talking to me about my day or fixing your bike. It's no wonder why every conversation we have turns into a lecture, and these lectures were integral parts of my childhood. And just like when you taught me how to ride a bike, I think it's almost time for you to let go, but I know I will always be able to look back and see that smile, which has given me so much support countless times. Also, Mom and Dad, if this doesn't make me your favorite daughter, I don't know what will. I know that I have the incredible privilege of being able to publicly thank all the people who have helped me make it through high school. I urge all graduates to look into the stands or across the field right now to someone who was instrumental in helping you make it to graduation. Please make sure you thank them today. I would like to end with this note. Regardless of your religious or political beliefs, or your favorite sports team, or any other way we like to divide ourselves into tribes, I think we can all agree that a successful life is one where you leave the world better than you found it, a sort of net positive change. There's a lot of people who are critical and seek to tear others down, and who have made a ton of money but are just terrible people, and by my definition, they're not successful. Our legacy and success will not be measured by grades, likes, follows, or money, but by relationships. What kind of person are you? Lastly, thank you, class of 2021. I feel so honored to have been part of such an incredible class, and in one way or another, we've all impacted each other's lives and have been through an incredible journey together. I wish you all the very, very best. Thank you.
At this time, would the senior choir members please join Mrs. Markowski? One of the hallmarks of Montville Township High School is the quality of our fine and performing arts program. For the 6th consecutive year, Montville Township Public Schools has received the Best Communities for Music Education Award from the National Association of Music Merchandisers Foundation. This is a significant and prestigious accomplishment and could not have been accomplished without the work of each of our incredible music teachers. At the start of the commencement, you heard a recording of our symphonic band and orchestra. We'd like to recognize and thank Mr. Andrew Havington and Mr. Ellis Jasenovich for their work throughout the year, and particularly to prepare for graduation. Under their direction, the Symphonic Band and Orchestra has also recorded our recessional, Children of Sanchez, which will be played at the conclusion of our ceremony. At this time, I'd like to present the senior members of the MTHS Chamber Choir, who will perform 2 pieces for your pleasure. The choir is directed by Mrs. Kristen Markowski. Their first selection is our alma mater, and their second is Waiting on the World to Change by John Mayer and arranged by Deke Sharon.
Waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's hard to beat the system when you're standing at a distance, so we keep waiting, waiting on the world to change.
And if we had the power to take our neighbors home for more, they would have never missed the Christmas, no more ribbons on the door. And when you trust your television, what you get is what you got. 'Cause when they own the information, oh, they can bend it all they want.
Waiting on the world to change. Keep waiting, change. Meet the system, when we're standing at a distance, so we keep waiting. Waiting on the world to change, so we keep waiting. Waiting on the world to change, so we keep waiting. Waiting on the world to change. One day our generation is gonna rule the population, so we keep waiting. Waiting on the world to change, so we keep waiting. waiting on the world to change. So we keep waiting, waiting on the world to change.
Thank you for those wonderful performances. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the class treasurer and the class of 2021 Salutatorian, Andrew Shue.
Good evening, administration, teachers, parents, siblings, and my fellow classmates. My name is Andrew Shue, and I'm so honored to stand before you today as the Salutatorian of the class of 2021. First, I want to say congratulations to each and every one of you, not only for graduating, but making history in the process. Last March, when Dr. Rovtar made the announcement that school would be closing, I didn't think much of it. In fact, I was happy that I had extra time to study for my AP tests and catch up on much of the schoolwork that I had procrastinated. Little did I know, those few days turned into weeks, months, and eventually a year. The moment I knew we were in deep trouble was when, instead of seeing pictures of my family and friends in my camera roll, I saw many pictures of assignments for school. I realized the moments that we had taken for granted suddenly became the moments we wished that we could relive. In order to sit here today, we have endured so many different hardships and challenges, like having very little contact with our classmates and teachers. The clubs and activities we had all dedicated so much time towards were suddenly halted. Sporting events were so different from what anyone was used to or ever could imagine. Oh, and of course, the hardest part of all was having to learn physics online. We drove through high school imagining our senior year, and suddenly none of it looked familiar. However, despite all this, it was you guys who donned your mask willingly out of concern for your classmates. It was you guys who adapted to the massive changes in school and extracurricular activities. And it was you guys who helped make prom, breakfast, and picnic a success. The class of 2021 really is the most resilient class MTHS has ever seen. Of course, I don't need to remind you how difficult the pandemic was. Some of you may think that this past year was a waste, that you accomplished nothing. However, that is far from true. 4 years ago, if you asked me if I can imagine getting through life without seeing friends, going to school, or making Rush Clan videos, I would say that you're out of your mind. Now, having all lived through it, I want you to know that whatever hardships you encountered down the line, you got through the unimaginable. As for me, I couldn't get through the pandemic or high school alone. I want to thank my friends. I wish I could thank each and every one of you personally, but you know who you are, and I definitely wouldn't be the person I am today without you. To my teachers, thank you all for helping me grow as a student and individual. I'm grateful for your sacrifice and constant encouragement, especially during the pandemic. Virtual schooling could not have been easy, but I know I'm prepared going into the next 4 years for any work that Dartmouth might throw at me. To Coach Sachs, wherever you are. When I first joined the tennis team 4 years ago, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. You had the confidence to put me on the varsity team, even though I was the only freshman among upperclassmen. But 4 years later, I'm gonna miss tennis more than I could have imagined, and most of all, you. I'm gonna miss seeing you at practice every day in the spring, rain or shine. I'm gonna miss your creative nicknames and trophies that you give the team every year. I'm gonna miss the wisdom and advice that you not only give me on the court, but off the court as well. Thank you for always trusting me and always believing in me and teaching me the value of integrity. I'm glad to be able to call you and all my teammates family, and I'm grateful to know that you are always one call away if I ever need anything. Next, I want to thank my true family. To my brother, Tim. Although many people do not know that I have a brother, I cannot be where I am today without you. Your time at Yale and the reactions I would receive when telling other people this made me envy you. It made me feel that I was just in your shadow. However, I've learned that those reactions are what motivate me each and every day to be better and to be just a fraction of what you are and what you have accomplished. Thank you for always prioritizing my needs over yours and for being the best role model I could ask for. While our parents were torturing me with essays and math, and more math, you were always showering me with gifts. I know that wherever I end up, whatever I do, you'll always be with me and support me unconditionally, so thank you. Finally, to my mom and dad. 28 years ago, you guys emigrated from China with just $180 in your pockets, but full of dreams of raising a family in America. Today, I enjoy a life of privilege as a result of your journey, and the way you lead your lives is a daily reminder not to take my privilege for granted. From a young age, you taught me to work hard. You told me, if you don't work hard now, you will have to work 3 or 4 times harder later. As a first grader doing multiplication tables, I didn't know what you meant. Now, I'm so grateful for not only this lesson, but all the other life lessons that you instilled in me at such a young age. All right. With that being said, high school, and especially this pandemic, has taught me to cherish the moments you have because you don't know what you got till it's gone. If you asked me a couple years ago whether I would want a year of staying home or going to full 8-hour days in school, I would say that I would love the idea of staying home all the time. However, never did I ever think I would say that I wanted to go to school. Sorry, Mom and Dad. This year, Dr. K always told my classmates and me to make new memories. I was skeptical because I always thought, how are we going to make memories if we can't travel to faraway places, go to events with lots of people, or see Joe Rob's shoe fly around at pep rally? But over the past year, despite all of the negatives, my new memories consisted of spending more time with family and finding new hobbies that I never thought I would ever do. And shoes still got thrown at the pep rally. In other words, life persists. If you look for happiness, you will find it. With that, I implore you guys to cherish the memories created this past year and hold them close to you as you venture out into the world and make new ones. When you are down or having a rough day, think of those old good moments in the past to help pick yourselves up. Because as long as you have those memories, nothing will stop you from reaching your full potential. Despite the reality of virtual school, just like with all things in life, we adapted. As high school comes to a close, so does the pandemic. We emerge more resilient, more appreciative, and with truly unique and valuable memories. Now, if you weren't listening to me ramble for the past 6 minutes, just remember one thing. Shoes can't count, but Andrew's shoe can. Good luck in the future, and I wish you all the best.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the class public relations officer and valedictorian of the class of 2021, Victoria Way.
Sorry for making you guys wait again. I still have short legs. But good evening, everyone, and congratulations to everyone. This year has not been easy for obvious aforementioned reasons, but I wouldn't call any of the past 4 years easy, especially not for those of you who did sports or were in 1,000 clubs or had jobs or had to take care of family or all of the above. I had about 10% of the above, which is maybe why I had so much time to spend on my GPA. My point is, I honestly just feel lucky to be given 5 minutes in the spotlight when you all deserve the spotlight for surviving not only high school, but also everything that comes with being a high schooler. In the past 4 years, we've all worked hard, applied ourselves, and dedicated our time. But in the process of memorizing all those AP Calc formulas that I immediately forgot, I learned some life lessons that I hope I'll always remember. First, it's okay to not really know what you're doing, because you usually can learn by doing. Confusing calc lessons began making sense once I started doing practice problems, even if I had to peek at the solutions for the first few. I got the hang of competing in speech once I started going to my first forensics tournaments, even when I hadn't even fully memorized my speeches. And over quarantine, I got real familiar with all the do's and don'ts of baking macarons, mostly by doing all the don'ts. I think launching yourself out of your comfort zone and into action, diving right into the deep end, faking it until you make it, is an effective learning strategy, as long as you're also prepared to grow from your mistakes. Try not to take your mistakes too seriously. I mean, if this speech flops, there'll be another valedictorian next year with another speech for you guys to focus on. Hopefully, all of you will forget, and hopefully I'll learn not to write speeches at the last minute. Lesson number 2 is to collaborate. Despite going to school from home for most of the past year, I don't think I could actually survive being homeschooled because of how much I rely on my classmates. There's nothing quite like the camaraderie of struggling through the same courses. I can't count how many times I've asked my friends to edit my essays, clarify project instructions, or send me study notes. And of course, giving is better than receiving. I often joke that I leech off of my friends, but it's really more of a mutualism. Proofread unto others as you would have them proofread unto you. This all sounds obvious, and it is. But I have to remind myself that these kinds of relationships are so important, especially as I enter college. I'll need to remember not to let competitiveness drive me into isolation, because goodness knows we've had enough of isolation. I'll need to form a new academic community, and if everything goes according to plan, those unlucky classmates will also have to become my friends. Lesson number 3 is to be grateful. Look around and appreciate all that you have. I know I'm grateful for thesaurus.com, the Crash Course YouTube channel, and sorry to the Kalinowski's Spark Notes. I'm also grateful to be at Montville, a school district with enough resources to put TVs in every corner of the media center, with administrators who value student opinions, and teachers who have endless patience, energy, and understanding, who have worked especially hard this year to adjust to teaching over the internet, because I'm sure it's been a nightmare. I'm grateful for my forensics coaches, Mr. Miller, Ms. Iamello, and Mr. Prescott. Even though I've been doing speech and debate since middle school, the last 2 years with your guidance have been by far the most meaningful and fun. Your constant words of support and encouragement gave me the confidence I needed to speak up. I'm grateful for my friends who hype me up way more than I ever think I deserve and also drive me everywhere. Please ask me to pay for gas. I'm grateful for God, who is my source of hope and assurance for the future. And of course, I'm grateful for my family. Thank you to Virginia for being the oldest child and figuring everything out about high school before I had to. You'll continue to trailblaze, and I'll continue to admire you and ask you for advice all the time. Thank you, Vivian, for giving me hugs and for putting up with me calling you cute. You are, but I'll try not to say it to your face as much anymore. Instead, I'll say that you're the coolest little sister ever, and you're already more responsible than I am. Thank you, Dad, for being a force of calm amidst my stress, who always told me to relax in my senior year, even though I rarely did. Thank you also for just being really, really smart and always taking the time to explain math and computer science and chemistry and all the things that are really difficult. And thank you, Mom. You're my life coach, my cheerleader, cook, stylist, nurse, tutor, and friend. I know you worry a lot about me, and sometimes I have to be the one telling you to relax. But I know it's because you think I deserve the best. But thank you because you've already given me your best. 谢谢爸爸妈妈，你们辛苦了。And finally, thank you to the class of 2021. Sorry if this speech has felt like a lecture from your parents or something, because I really need to thank all of you for teaching me so much about working hard, being a leader, having school spirit, surviving a pandemic, about supporting each other, and about how to have fun while being in high school, because I genuinely don't know how to have fun most of the time. I mean, here I am strategizing about how to make new friends in college. I sincerely hope that we all find what we're looking for in the next chapter of our lives, whether that's a new beginning, a deeper pursuit, a college degree, exciting academic or career opportunities, a minimal amount of student loans, or all of the above. It's going to require learning by doing, collaboration with others, gratitude, and humility. It might not be easy or linear or anything like what we're expecting. But hey, we've made it this far and we've learned this much. Let's see how much farther we can go.
We've reached that point in the program where we'd like to offer a few words of congratulations and reflection to the graduates. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Renee Rovtar, Superintendent of Schools.
Good evening. Tonight I am honored to be able to celebrate your graduation from Montville Township High School. You have reached this milestone in your academic careers with the help and support of your teachers and parents, and through the hard work that you've applied to your education over the past 13 years. It is a tremendous accomplishment, and I am very proud of each and every one of you. I feel privileged to share some brief remarks with you, your family, and friends. As I thought about what I would say, I reflected on a speech I listened to several years ago from a gentleman named Clifton Talbert. He's the author of a book entitled 8 Habits of the Heart, Embracing the Values That Build Strong Communities. The title of his speech was, What's Required of You? As we think about your public school careers coming to a close, we recognize that much has been required of you, particularly over the last 16 months when you've been forced to learn under very difficult circumstances. You've been required to find new ways to learn. You all had to shift to being a virtual student, to experience education through a screen, not in a classroom, and to learn to navigate the different dynamics that are present in that type of a situation. You've been required to isolate and quarantine, to spend time away from friends and loved ones at a time in your lives when interpersonal connection is a foundational element of your growth and development. You've been required to make sacrifices and to endure disappointment. The things that you may have truly been looking forward to simply could not occur in pandemic circumstances or had to occur in an altered version that may have been far less satisfying. You've been required to give support to each other, to lift each other up, to carry each other along on this difficult path as we all struggled to find the light at the end of the tunnel. It is true that much has been required of you, perhaps more than any other graduating class. For the past 16 months, I have watched you rise to these various challenges, and I must say that you are a truly unique and amazing class. Learning results from life's experiences. Simply having the experience does not result in learning. You need to make the time to reflect on how the experience has impacted you, how it's changed you, and what that means as you move forward. I know that as you move forward from MTHS, having experienced and triumphed over these challenges, you will be stronger and more resilient people because of it. At this time, I'd also like to thank all of our administrators, supervisors, faculty members, support staff for all of their efforts in preparing you for this wonderful moment in your academic career. I'd also like to thank your parents and guardians and congratulate them on this special celebration many years in the making. I'd like to finish with a quote from John Wooden that sums up what we have experienced this year. Things work out best for those who make the best of how things work out. Please accept my sincere congratulations on my graduation and best wishes for success and happiness always.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the President of the Board of Education, Mr. Charles Grau.
Thank you, Mr. Sanford. First of all, welcome to the class of 2021. Also, a warm welcome to their parents, families, and friends. This class, as you know, is quite special. With what has happened during the last 15 months, they were really prepared after what had happened for almost anything in the future. A big thank you to your parents. I noticed many people are here tonight, probably this largest ceremony we've had in many years. And I attribute that to your parents, your friends, and the teachers. I would like to thank them and the staff and the administrators for being in attendance, but more importantly, for preparing you for tonight and preparing you for what lays ahead. I would like to thank everyone who spoke this evening. I know you were so attentive to their speeches. It's quite moving. I would like to thank Dr. Rovtar for her kind words, along with the valedictorians, the class presidents. It was my pleasure as the Board of Ed to have Elliot and Natalie as our representatives, and they did a fine job, and they took a lot of ribbon from us, but they're outstanding individuals, and the best of luck to you. Last week, I was in the pharmacy looking for graduation cards. I had a granddaughter who was graduating, unfortunately not from Montville, one of those other crummy school districts out in Bergen County. But as you move forward, basically, it's a very short card. As you move forward in your life, remember that you are very special. There are talents locked away inside you. You're just waiting for the right time for them to unfold. Remember to dream. Dreams are what you start of great adventure. When you close your eyes and imagine your happy and successful self in the future, you are beginning your journey. Remember to listen to your heart. Your heart is where your courage lies. When you follow your heart, you may meet challenges, but each of your steps will be guided. Remember today. Today is always the most important day. Enjoy every moment of it, and may all of your dreams in the future come true. Again, on behalf of myself and my colleagues on the Board of Education, which are sitting to my right, congratulations and best wishes to each and every one of you. Thank you.
It's my honor to initiate that part of our commencement exercises for which we have been patiently waiting, the presentation of diplomas. I'll be assisted by Dr. Rovtar, Mr. Grau, Mr. Richard Mosera, and Mrs. Laura Rivera. Dr. Rovtar, Mr. Grau, by the power vested in me as the principal of Montville Township High School, and on behalf of the faculty, it is my honor to certify that the members of the class of 2021 have met all of the requirements for the diploma set forth by the state of New Jersey and the Montville Township Board of Education. So it was a great pleasure that I present to you the class of 2021 for presentation of their diplomas.
I will now introduce members of the class of 2021, starting with our valedictorian, salutatorian, and members of our student government. Victoria Way. Andrew Shu. Elliot Wooman Joe. Natalie Susan Rossenow. Emma Danielle Zweckel. Annabelle Lena Park. Euphemia Triantafilu. Madeline Rose Kelly. Alexis Hazel Picachis. Ava Rose Abbott. Samuel Matthew Abramson. Ayan Sharif Ahmad. Jake Robert Aiello. Alpasan Akinci. Hamad Akram. Luke Tyler Albanese. Christian Michael Albecker. Ayan Ali. Valerie Love Amato. Nicholas Luke Amoroso. Victoria Andrea Rodriguez. Alyssa Ansari. Giovanna Antonio. Matthew Elijah Arezi. Karina Grace Armando. Christopher Mark Armelino. Nicholas Barbosa. Sophia Helena Barragan. Adam Bartman. Vishnupriya Bachu. Samantha Annette Baum. Nian Ethan Baines. Matthias Beck. Luke Daniel Becker. Daniel Beltrami. Gabriella Marie Berger. Michael Jude Berger. Jake Aaron Berliner. Jessica Lee Burley. Anisha Badatarchi. Sarah Rose Bolin. Zachary Scott Boyer. Rochelle Brodkin. Julia Hope Bruno. Alexander Joseph Brinchka. Maxwell Rhodes Burdick. Tyler John Byrne. Cody Michael Burns. Christopher Daniel Kamoya. Marcos Carrington. Spencer James Karras. Melissa Carvajal. John Secco. Nicholas Secco.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Brian Chen.
Well done, Brian. Thank you.
Jeffrey Chen.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Frank Giacomo Ciccarello.
Congratulations.
Olivia Catherine Ciccarello.
Congratulations.
Joshua Chalk. Joseph John Cinque.
Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Amanda Rose Citron.
Congratulations.
Emma Lynn Kakuza.
Well done.
Lindsay Elizabeth Kolyakovo.
Congratulations, Lindsay.
Sophia Conturso.
Congratulations, Sophia.
Christina Corti. Joseph Maxwell Crane.
Congratulations.
Daniel Thomas Kulmon.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Jesus Alberto Curioso. Keshvi Narav Kumar Damani. Gabriella Rose Davila.
Congratulations.
Brian Dilshan De Silva. Katie Elizabeth DeAngelis. Adriana DeCaldis. Olivia Mary DiFilippo. Christopher Gerald DeFrank. Julia Elizabeth Dimitropoulos. Joseph Anthony DeTizzi. Joseph Patrick Donahue. Declan George Doherty. Alexis Marie Dimrovsky. Alexa Dudzik. Ryan Egan Fluharty. Felicity Fias. Michael David Fardo. Daniel Alfonso Ferriello. Olivia Rose Fazio. Victoria Mary Claire Feaster. Alexander Jilin Feng. Juan Antonio Fernandez. Anthony Michael Ferreri. Giovanni Salvatore Ferreri. Michael Zachary Feichtenbaum. Audrey Flores.
Congratulations, Audrey.
Sarah Ann Foulon.
Well done, Sarah.
Blaine Allen Frank. Carrara Freed.
Congratulations.
Elaine Gaber.
Congratulations.
Julianne Ares Gabriel.
Congratulations.
Julia Ann Galucci. Nikhil Ganesh.
Congratulations, Nikhil.
Brady Harris Garb. Emily Elizabeth Gazillo.
Congratulations.
Christina Michelle Geisinger.
Congratulations.
Michelle Georgescu.
Congratulations.
Allison Michelle Giambroni.
Congratulations.
Anya Gill.
Congratulations.
Patrick Richard Gill.
Congratulations.
Brian Matthew Glasser.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Aiden Patrick Lennon.
Congratulations, Aiden. Thank you.
Zachary Michael Goldberg.
Congratulations, Zachary.
Andrew Matthew Gordon.
Congratulations.
Sebastian Joseph Graziano.
Congratulations, Sebastian.
Anna Gramatska.
Congratulations, Anna.
Michael Harry Grubin.
Congratulations, Michael.
Hyung Peter Wan.
Well done. Congratulations.
Solen Gayan Golka. Ian Bjarn Hagen.
Well done, Ian.
Kenna Laverne Heim.
Congratulations.
Colin Robert Hennigan.
Congratulations, Colin.
Garrett Mark Hickler.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Alexandra Mary Hoffbauer.
Congratulations, Alexandra.
Cameron Patricia Hojecki.
Congratulations, Cameron.
Jared George Holfelder.
Congratulations, Jared.
Joshua Richard Hofelder.
Congratulations, Josh. Thank you.
Natalie Holubecki.
Well done. Congratulations.
Abigail Jane Horowitz.
Congratulations.
Dylan Sean Huang.
Congratulations, Dylan.
Ryan Huang.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Anthony Richard Hurley.
Congratulations, Anthony.
Matthew James Husty.
Congratulations.
Jack Andrew Iacey.
Congratulations.
Abigail Catherine Yasso.
Congratulations, Abigail.
Adabek Ian Gambayev.
Well done.
Shrikar Manikandan Iyer.
Congratulations, Shrikar. Thank you very much.
John James Jarvie.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Jody Marie Justness.
Congratulations.
Alexandra Kabesh.
Congratulations.
Mia Grace Kalemba.
Congratulations.
Hyanmuk Samuel Kang.
Congratulations. Well done.
Minju Kang.
Congratulations.
Eamon Kashif.
Congratulations.
Julia Ann Kelly.
Congratulations, Julia.
Samia Ali Khan.
Congratulations.
Benjamin Juna Kim.
Congratulations.
Henna Kim.
Congratulations.
Ashley Marie Kimball.
Congratulations.
Carly Michelle Kimball.
Congratulations.
Haley Janet Kirk. Megan Patricia Kirk.
Congratulations, Megan.
Angela Grace Coe.
Congratulations.
Eileen Coes.
Congratulations.
Nicole Elizabeth Kosakar.
Congratulations. Well done.
Connor Allen Krulik.
Congratulations.
Isabella Grace Kruger.
Congratulations, Isabella.
Aditya Kundor.
Congratulations.
Jesse Matthew Lamata.
Congratulations,
Charles Adden Landau.
Congratulations, Charles.
Michael Anthony La Rosa.
Congratulations, Michael.
Thomas Anthony La Scala.
Congratulations, Thomas.
Dana La Vista. Catherine Lebedev.
Congratulations, Catherine.
Milo Lee.
Congratulations, Milo.
Sophia J. Lee.
Congratulations, Sophia.
Kaylee Brooke Leonard.
Congratulations.
Sydney Elise Leong.
Congratulations.
Nina Lewin.
Congratulations.
Rachel Lai.
Congratulations, Rachel.
Jacob H. Lieberman.
Congratulations, Jacob.
Rachel Maya Leibowitz.
Congratulations, Rachel.
Annie Lynn.
Congratulations.
Abigail May Lisi.
Congratulations.
Anli Liu. Grace Lowe.
Congratulations, Grace.
Alexander Satesi Loizo.
Congratulations, Alexander.
Nicholas Lukitis.
Congratulations, Nicholas.
Dylan Luhana. Emily Chen Lo. Michael J. Lyons.
Congratulations, Michael.
Matthew Mack. Connor Edward Mahan.
Congratulations, Connor. Well done.
Natalia Mayela.
Congratulations.
Viank Maniar.
Well done, Bianca.
Michael Maroda.
Congratulations, Michael.
Michael Leonard Marucci. Nicholas Matthew Mastrangelo. Clarissa Mazzacaro.
Congratulations.
Nicholas Mazzacaro. Nicholas McGrogan. Arthur Leon McOgan. Christopher Antonio Mejia Gonzalez. Hannah Katerina McKellis. Theo Mulligan Mohedan. Abbas Nagwe. Ashley Elizabeth Netterfields. Hafsa Fatima Niazi. Gerald Anthony O'Donnell. Owen Patrick O'Hara. Andrew Ortiz. Bezma Aziz Wadraugo. Teodora Palavestra. Maria Rosa Papera. Gina Park. Timothy Park. Dev Namish Patel. Safi Patel. Melissa Patterson.
Congratulations, Melissa.
Connor Perez.
Congratulations, Connor. Thank you.
Joshua Phillip.
Congratulations, Josh.
Sophia Joy Persante. Julia Marie Pitty. David James Powarski. Juliana Peasy. Logan Poe.
Congratulations, Logan. Well done.
Anna Maria Popovska. Aaron Glenn Pottinger.
Congratulations, Aaron.
Adrian Prelick. Jason Richard Prochov. Anthony Sabino Prudente. Juliana Marie Rassiopi. Thomas Radcliffe.
Congratulations, Thomas.
Gabriella Elizabeth Raful. Badri Raghavan. Reina Amari Ramos. Isabel Repic.
Congratulations, Isabel.
Frank Riccardi. Sorry Marie Roche.
Congratulations. Well done.
Joseph Dominic Rabatiello.
Congratulations, Joseph.
Louisa Romano.
Congratulations.
Jack Rosenkrantz.
Congratulations, Jack. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Michaela Lynn Rothenbuehler. Joe Ruvo. Jacob Sabat.
Congratulations.
Salvatore Salerno. Daniel Cole Salzano. Kenneth Sanchez. Joel Sloan Sandler. Nicholas Michael Santangelo. Rachel Christina Scangarello. William Arthur Ciala. Sunil Alpesh Shah. Omar Shaheen. Benjamin Gray Sherman. Ken Philip Shimabuku. Justin Lee Shupak. Alexander Jake Simon. Stephen Joseph Simon. Andrew Robert Simons. Arnav Sinha. Alexander Garrett Slavitt. Taylor Mackenzie Smith.
Congratulations, Taylor.
Griffin G. Smaller.
Congratulations, Griffin. Good luck.
Shubra Sood.
Congratulations, Shubra.
Philip Spasetsky. Emily Isabel Spellman. Reese Cole Spielberger. Pritish Shankar Srikanth. Jack Staubel. Colin John Steele. Zachary Stoles Ilgi. Michelle Sudel. Mahiba Saeed. Elizabeth G. Tam. Haley Tam. Evan Matthew Testa. Akil Thada. Eleni Thumopoulos. Samara Topper. McKenna Hope Vento. Emma Rose Vicari. Lucas Viscuso. Daniela Vito. Isabella Vito. Michelle Wang. Charlotte Ann Weinstein. Jalisa Cherise Williams. Nicholas Zane Winrow de la Garza. Jesse Rose Youngstein. Semi Zaku. Stephen Edward Zampaglione. She Zhu. Justin Nicholas Zerlo.
Will the graduates please rise, and will the audience please remain seated? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you and congratulate the class of 2021. This concludes our 2021 graduation ceremony. Guests are invited to join the graduates on the field. Shortly after, graduates are reminded to report to the cafeteria to pick up their diplomas. Great job, everyone.